Jordan and I are just over here like shaking it out, getting ready, like calisthenics before the show. Hey, this is SJ. I'm your host, and I'm here with Jordan, your lovely co-host. And we've got yet another amazing episode in store for you this week. In fact, I think we've got some really excited coaster enthusiasts that have been waiting
including
for this
myself.
one.
Including myself.
Jordan, yeah. So, Jordan, you want to introduce who we're going to be introducing later?
We are going to be interviewing Jake Kilcup, who works at Rocky Mountain Construction, and talking about all things roller coasters and about Tremors and the upgrade and all that. So really cool episode to find out kind of all the details of what happens at Rocky Mountain Construction, which is literally right down the road from Silverwood, and they build coasters all over the world. Yeah. It is in Hayden, Idaho. Who would have thought?
Who would have ever thought that North Idaho had like one of the biggest coaster development?
Yeah.
It's insane to me.
So
I'm going to be
cool.
schooled today, Jordan. I can't wait. I'm going to leave this episode just a total roller coaster pro.
Great. Well,
I swear.
Should we test your knowledge next episode?
Maybe. Actually, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Let's see how much you retain.
I would love that.
Okay.
I would love that.
Sounds good.
I'll do my study. But why don't we just head right in and go into the park polls?
Park polls.
So we are literally 2 weeks. Jordan, we're 2 weeks out.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I know. I'm just mind blown right now.
And goes so fast. I mean, so much work goes into getting ready for opening, and then all of a sudden it's here. Boom. And then it's like midsummer before you can even blink.
So wait, does that mean the next weekend's dry run? Not this weekend, but
yes.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're moving fast around here. So any updates that you want to give for that? Obviously, we always talk about the last chance sale because this is legitimately like your last chance.
Yeah, last chance sale ends on the 25th, so the day before our dry run. But yeah, that's the best price on tickets for the rest of the season. Yeah. After that, we'll go up to our regular price, and our last chance sale, you'll save $18 on general admission. So. Yeah. That's a big one.
It is. For a family, you think about it, 5 times 18, that's like a lot.
Right. And you don't have to, and I think I've said this before, but you don't have to pick a day, right? You come any day that you want. If you know you are coming to the park this summer, buy your tickets now because you'll save money. Exactly. And if you're coming for 2 days and you don't know exactly what 2 days, that's fine because you can use them any 2 days during the summer.
Exactly. And then what happens on April 26th?
On April 26th, we have our dry run. Yeah.
Well, that too. But also sale-wise.
Oh.
May tickets.
Well, May tickets are actually already on sale.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Why didn't anyone tell me?
I don't know, but I posted about it earlier this week.
Did you?
Yes. So
well,
it's on social media.
On social media who I've responded and I said April 26th, I was wrong.
Oh my gosh. Well, no. It actually was April 14th that they went on sale.
Okay.
So they're on sale right now.
Get those now.
Yeah, but these are all of our our May promotion days.
Yeah.
And so right now up on the website, we have our anniversary weekend, which is opening weekend. It's $37 for general admission or $19.88 for youth senior. And then we have our Mother's Day tickets online where it's if any family member purchases a ticket, mom gets into the park for free.
Yes.
Great. Bring mom. Come ride some roller coasters.
Can we elaborate on that? Because one thing I have had in a lot of messages is how many tickets do I need to put in for mom? None.
Yeah.
Mom gets in for free.
Mom gets in free.
You don't put a ticket in your cart for mom.
No, do not put a ticket in your cart. Mom will get a free entrance at the gate.
Yes.
So that's the same as Father's Day weekend. Yeah. So except for dad.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, and I guess also the same for our kids weekend. Yeah. Because all youth get in free, which youth is anybody 7 or under. Okay. So that is the following weekend after Mother's Day weekend. Perfect. And then we're into Heroes Weekend, which is Memorial Day weekend. And that goes, that's the opening weekend of Boulder Beach. Yes. The water park will open that weekend. Hopefully it's really nice weather.
Oh, I hope so.
And then all police, firefighter, military, veterans, EMS, they get in for free when they show an ID.
That's perfect. Yeah. So again, don't buy a ticket.
Don't buy a ticket. You go,
you're right.
Just come, and you'll have a great time.
I've been answering that a lot lately, so I just wanted to put it out there, just in case. Yeah.
Well, now's the time. If people are listening to this and they're questioning it, hopefully we can at least alleviate some people from asking the question.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what's going on in terms of ticket sales. We've still got our Eagle Hunt nomination for I think Monday. That thing closes.
Yeah, at noon Eastern time.
Yes.
So 9 o'clock our time.
Our time on Monday, the 21st. go vote.
Yeah.
Go vote. I've had it plastered all over our stories. You can go find it on any of our social medias, but it's sw4.fun/vote.
Yeah.
And you're going to be voting for Eagle Hunt to be the best water coaster in the USA Today 10 best full. And that's a huge deal.
It's a huge. I don't think we've ever been nominated for anything just because we're so isolated out here, and so. To even be nominated is a huge deal, and then to potentially win. Last time, so they've since cut off like where you can tell which place you're in, which we ended in number two. And so this whole week is kind of
cliffhanger.
It's kind of blind where we're at actually.
Yeah.
So vote as much as you can.
Yeah.
You can vote once per day, per browser,
per platform,
right? So not to say
like if you've got
Instagram,
5 Instagram accounts, like use every single Instagram account.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah. So like I work my dog's Instagram account. I work the park dog's Instagram account. So a lot of dogs over in my account area.
The dogs love Eagle Hunt.
Mm-hmm. So vote. You know, I may have downloaded Chrome, DuckDuckGo,
all the stuff.
Brave, Safari.
I've never even heard of
Edge.
Brave. Wow. You are all in.
I'm diehard.
If Eagle Hunt wins, we are going to throw a party in honor of Sarah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Give me some job security, you guys.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
There we go.
Keep voting again till the 21st. Is it time now?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I love it when I get to tell Jordan that he was wrong and I was right and say I told you so. But on last week's episode, I said something to the effect of, wouldn't it be cool if we hit 500 by next week in terms of our loyal listeners? Because we were at like 4 something. And Jordan goes, oh, that's a stretch.
Yeah. Well, we had just gone over 400 and she said we're going to hit 500 by next week. And I said that's a stretch because I thought we would go over it.
No, you did not.
Yes.
You are lying.
I thought we were going to go over it.
Well, that we did. We actually hit 500 the next day.
Yeah.
And I about lost it. And then you guys just kept signing up as loyal listeners. So we are now officially at, 824.
Wow.
So dare I say next week we'll hit 1,000?
We doubled it.
We doubled it. So y'all came through for me.
We might hit 1,000. I'm not going to be convinced anyway.
Yeah. He's not going to say yes or no because he doesn't want me to rub it in his face again.
Yes, I know because she so was excited. Every single time we hit like a milestone, she was like, "Guess what? We're at
600. We're at 700." So thanks, guys, for being my support system. I appreciate you so very much. Let's make it 1,000.
Again.
Don't doubt me. Don't doubt our loyal listeners. They'll always come through in the clutch, which is why we're going to win the top.
Yes, exactly.
Spot for Eagle Hunt as well.
Eagle Hunt's going to win because of all of our fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You guys are awesome. So we appreciate you so much. I think that's it for the Park Pulse. That's what we got going on. Just a lot of chaos, a lot of badness.
So I would say keep tuned to our social media because we'll be posting a lot of behind the scenes of what's happening around the park to get ready for opening day, which I think a lot of people enjoy seeing that, especially whenever we get Tremors up and running for the first time.
I cannot wait.
Our performers are in training right now, and so we'll be posting that.
Behind the scenes of that,
Yep, and then as rides start to open up for just testing phases, like Stunt Pilot, I know that opened up last week, I think, or maybe even 2 weeks ago now.
Has it been 2 weeks? Yeah, I think it's been 2 weeks.
And then I know Timber Terror was getting ready to go, so hopefully we'll get to ride some of these before the park opens because it's the perks of the job right there.
Exactly. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Oh, and conductors. They'll be coming in. So I'll be introducing you to them as well via social media. So I'm excited for that big introduction. You'll be seeing them around the park this summer.
Yep.
So
can't wait.
Let's head into the mail train. Choo-choo.
Mail train.
All right, so let's dig into some of these great questions from some of our loyal listeners. Tiffany Lawson wrote in, and she wants to know, does the park have gluten-free dining options? Why, yes.
There are.
Yes, a lot of them, actually. In fact, we had Shiloh on here a couple weeks ago, and she mentioned how she loves the pizza over at TOI because they do have a gluten-free option.
Yes, and then Lindy's has a gluten-free menu that you can jump on and get some of your dietary restrictions covered.
Yeah, and also we have amazing conductors from past years who have actually written amazing blogs about this. So head on into the Silverwood Express, which is silverwoodexpress.com, and you can actually search gluten-free or allergy or anything like that, and you'll be able to read some of the blogs that go in detail of each food place and what you can get that will satisfy
and some
those
of the stuff
needs.
has changed. And if you have any questions, you can always ask, and a supervisor will come and point you in the right direction.
Yeah, they're trained to know all that good stuff. So great question, Tiffany. We're excited to have you out. Chloe Campbell wanted to know, have you hosted any celebrities? And if so, who was your favorite to visit the park?
Celebrities, we've had celebrities come through.
Yeah.
Trying to think of, I know we've had some Seahawk players come through. Michael Bennett was one that came through. James Vanderbeek came through.
Dawson?
A couple years ago.
Dawson's Creek.
Yes.
James I love Dawson's Creek.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's definitely been some people that have come through.
Yeah. I wonder if any of our locals, like people that live in like Coeur d'Alene, can we get the Kardashians in here?
If you get the Kardashians in here,
what?
I am not.
What do I get? What do I get? Don't challenge me.
I'm not
challenge
you, but that would be awesome.
Yeah. They're always in Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, I know. We've seen like the Huffs come through, like Julianne Huff, Derek Huff,
yes.
and because they grew up around here originally.
In fact, they were just at a wedding last summer, I think.
Yeah,
here. So.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that come in and they have houses on Coeur d'Alene Lake, and so we do get celebrities from time to time, and then we do get requests from celebrities to come in and if they wanted to like get exclusive like security or security measures, and so we do help them out with that. But most of the time, people in North Idaho are awesome because they just let you live your life, and so that's why they come out here and they don't really get bothered. But a lot of people when they're out here, they're so awesome. Like I know Michael Bennett signed autographs for people and just really, really great. So, but we also want to respect their time and treat them as any other guest.
Exactly. We did have the Chiefs out. They're small town celebrities, but they're celebrities no less. They're going to be big time someday. And that's Scarywood.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Spokane Chiefs, they came out for Scarywood and we got them through the haunts, and let's just say they get scared easy.
Oh my! I've never heard so much screaming from a group of guys before, and it was fantastic. You can look on our social media and find a really great reel.
Yep.
So
lots
great
of celebrities.
question, Chloe.
It's
we love it.
Super fun.
So we should just put it out there right now. If you are a celebrity, we would love to have you here.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're all listening to the podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Kim, Chloe, come on in. Yeah. Kardashian.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
They're listening to me right now. Yeah. So
you forgot Courtney, but okay.
Oh, I knew there was another one. All right. Thanks, Chloe. Oh, that's why, because Chloe Campbell.
There we go.
Wait, are you really Chloe Kardashian?
It's an alias.
You're so welcome. Okay. Next one is Darcy Callback, and she is visiting from Canada. She wanted to know where we would recommend accommodations.
There's lots of accommodations in the area. Coming from Canada, I know a lot of people stay in Sandpoint. So Sandpoint, 25, 30 minutes from us. But good accommodations up there. But Coeur d'Alene, Spokane Valley, Liberty Lake, there's accommodations all over that area as far as hotels, motels. And then there's our RV park, or there's local RV parks around the area if you want to camp. I know a lot of people are in for camping. Farragut State Park, Ravenwood, those type of places. But on our website, if you go to lodging, we have a whole list of preferred lodging and other lodging in the area that you can call them. And a lot of them do sell Silverwood packages. So you can come and maybe they'll package tickets with their hotel night stays and all that kind of stuff. So definitely ask about any Silverwood packages when you book your hotels.
That's kind of cool. So we welcome you. Safe travels from Canada. We're excited to have you. So I would like to maybe call a loyal listener.
Okay. And how do we become a loyal listener?
Okay. So
840.
Yes. If we're going to hit 1,000, I'm going to need everyone who's listening right now to go on to silverwoodthemepark.com/podcast and sign up to be a loyal listener. And you can also ask a mail train question. So if there's some burning question that you just need to know, we just might pick you to choose your question. But we also might pick you to be on our podcast like this next person. And you're going to get a pair of tickets. And then we're going to play a game with you for your chance to win upwards of $50 in Silverwood cash. So what do you say we choose this week's winner with our automatic little number generator?
Yeah, let's do it. Here it comes.
Push the button.
We have a winner.
We have a winner. Okay, and I'm being told it is number 596. So number 596, we're calling you right now.
Hello?
Hi, is this Marilyn?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Marilyn. This is Sarah and Jordan from the Silverwood Show podcast here at Silverwood Theme Park. How are you?
I'm pretty fabulous, actually. How are you?
Well, hopefully you are fabulous because you signed up to be a loyal listener on our website, and we're calling you with a pair of tickets to Silverwood for the summer.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing news.
Which also means you're
My
on the
granddaughter
podcast.
will be so happy.
That's awesome. We
I
love to
love
hear
it.
that.
Yes, I love that so much.
Thank you so much. We love Silverwood.
Oh, we love you, Marilyn. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, so excited to get you to the park this summer. We were also thinking we would play a little game with you for your chance to win upwards of $50.
To spend
To
at the
spend
park.
here.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the pressure's on.
The pressure's
is
on.
Okay, and it's a simple game, Marilyn. It's true or false. So I'm going to give you a statement. You get a 50-50 shot. You tell us true, you tell us false. Every time you get it right, you'll get $5. And then what happens, Jordan?
And then after we do 5 of those questions, and then we have a little soundbite we're going to play, and it's a ride in the park, and you get to guess what ride that is. And if you get it right, you get an extra $25. So total, you can win $50.
Oh,
So
And no matter what, you keep your tickets.
you keep your tickets no matter what. So we're
oh my God.
yes. We hope you're ready.
We hope you're ready. Okay, are you ready for the
I
first?
just hope I got some right.
You
Yeah,
will. You got 50% chance, right?
There you go, yes.
50% chance.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
True or false? Silverwood was originally a small petting zoo before it became a theme park.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I'm going to say true.
That's false.
false on that
yes. We were an old airstrip and aviation museum back in the day.
But we did have some animals
yeah,
at one
I did
point.
not know that.
Yes, yes. So kind of a cool little fact. Henley Aerodrome back in the day. So are you ready for number 2? Don't worry, there's plenty more. The Lazy River. Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I know the Lazy River.
Okay.
great.
The Lazy River at Boulder Beach flows in a complete circle with no current. True or false?
No, it has current.
Correct.
Yes.
Good job.
$5.
Yes, you got $5 in the bank. So let's get some more. True or false?
Okay.
Silverwood has more water slides than roller coasters.
Oh, I say true.
Yes.
Correct. $10.
You're killing it. Awesome. We got $10 in the bank. So on to the next one.
Woo-hoo.
This is kind of it ties in with that first question a little bit. So the founder of Silverwood, Gary Norton, once flew stunt planes.
Period. That's it. That's the question.
That's the
Yeah,
question.
true or
True or false? He
false?
once flew
Whoa.
stunt planes.
I'm going to say true.
Yes.
$15.
Nice
Yes.
work.
So when we first opened,
Yeah.
for the first, I think 6 years,
Yeah.
we had an air show out
Yeah.
here, and Gary, our owner, was in the air show flying his P-51 Mustang. It was really
So cool.
And if you go to Stunt Pilot, you can see a picture of it.
That's awesome trivia.
Isn't
There you
it?
go.
And now
Yeah.
you know where Stunt Pilot kind of
That's where the name comes from.
came from.
Yeah.
So some fun behind the
That's
scenes
my
stuff.
granddaughter's favorite ride.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
That is awesome.
Ours too.
Ours too. Exactly. So, well, you're going to get to ride it a lot this summer, but we do have one more really funny behind the scenes true or false. Okay. Are you ready for
so-
this?
Okay.
If you've listened to the
I'm
podcast,
ready.
you're going to know the answer. Okay.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. Jordan, my co-host here, he is the master of finger guns, and he uses them in high stakes meetings.
I'm guessing, Jordan. I'm sorry, I don't know this, but I'm going to say true.
Yes. Yes,
It is so true.
That's alluding to
Do you want to know the joke?
the joke is
It's his version of the PowerPoint.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's really bad.
Oh, we think we're funny here.
So for context behind
Yes,
that,
context.
I performed in the train show, and my gun fell out of my pocket, and so I had to use my fingers as guns, like they were guns, and so that's where that joke comes from.
Yes.
Anyway, now you know.
So if you see Dynamite
Plan,
Dan,
Jordan.
Yes, thanks.
just keep an eye. You never know. You never know when he's going to use his finger guns again.
We're at $20.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
$20. Okay, so I'm going to play this soundbite for you. This is a ride in the park. I'm going
Yes.
to tell you what people have guessed that have been wrong so far. Okay, so the guesses that have been wrong so far are log flume, bumper boats, and Thunder Canyon. Mind you, this can be in the water park or the theme park. Okay, so that's a little hint. Here it comes. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, that is the soundbite.
Oh, well, it sounds like me when I was on last summer when I was on the new water slide that went backwards.
Is
And
that
what is it called?
Eagle Hunt? That's the new slide. Or
Which is kind of backwards because it goes up.
It goes up and down and all that.
Yeah.
The big green one?
Yeah.
Okay. Final answer, Eagle Hunt?
Oh, I don't feel good about this. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was not it.
That was a great guess.
That was a good guess.
Honestly.
We are getting warmer in our guesses. That's good.
Yes. So,
But you still got $20 and you got tickets to come out to the park. 2 tickets for you and your granddaughter to come out and enjoy a day.
we can't wait to have you. I'm going to be contacting you.
Amazing.
I'll give you a
great.
call.
Thank you so much, both. That is awesome. We're going to have so much fun.
We can't wait to see you. So, yeah, we'll make sure we get in touch. Maybe we can get a picture when you're in the park here this summer.
Awesome.
So, I'll give you a call here in a little bit.
That would be awesome.
Thank you so much for playing along.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was...
And I'm clapping again.
Such a
She was so wonderful.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she was excited.
We got to
love
get
that.
a selfie.
Yeah, totally.
We definitely have to get a selfie.
Marilyn's my favorite.
I love Marilyn. Marilyn, you're number one. So good. So we're just going to keep it going. So make sure to go sign up so we can call you next. But I'm super excited. The moment has arrived. It's time for the big drop.
The Big Drop.
And we are back with our very special guest. I know there's some roller coaster enthusiasts out there that are going to be pretty stoked on this episode.
We hope so.
We hope so. And we're going to hope that Jake also doesn't let any secrets slip. Maybe he will. I don't know. We've got Jake here. Jake Kilcup, the Chief Operating Officer and Designer over at Rocky Mountain Construction. Some know as Rocky Mountain Coasters. I've noticed.
It's not that.
No.
Some people call it that.
Yeah.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
We go by whatever name.
Yeah.
If you're calling to buy something, you can call us whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly, right? RMC.
RMC is the one.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, first off, for those who might not know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself, some background. How did you become a roller coaster designer?
Sure.
Like, how does one do that?
Well, by accident.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned. So I went to the University of Idaho and got my master's degree in architecture.
Okay.
I was working for a firm in Coeur d'Alene. So graduated kind of when the economy took a turn. So there wasn't a lot of available jobs. So I took a job at Office Max like one does.
Lots of architects at Office Max.
Yeah. Well, tough times, right? So,
It's all right.
And that's where I met a lot of small business owners and actually met Amy Garcia, who is Fred Grubb's daughter.
Okay.
And she was buying a computer and wanted to do AutoCAD for some reason. So I kind of asked her what she was doing, and she told me that she was looking for somebody to help her out. And I said, well, let me see what I can do for you. And went in and interviewed and got the job, and it's been almost 16 years now. So
My gosh.
Wow,
yeah,
nice.
definitely by accident.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank goodness
what are
for
the
Amy
chances?
Garcia.
Yes. For those who don't know Fred Grubb, explain who Fred is.
Yeah, so Fred Grubb is the mad scientist behind Rocky Mountain Construction. He and Alan Schilke started the company together, and took one engineer and one figure-it-out type of guy, and they grew it into something amazing. So
Just so crazy. And to think it's, for those who also might not know, it's right here. It's literally, they're our neighbors down in Hayden. So roller coasters being made in Hayden, designed.
How many people actually know that besides that are outside of the roller coaster community?
yeah, not really. I mean, I don't think that the local community really knows that we exist for the most part. It's kind of funny. We do tours occasionally, but yeah.
Ooh, Jordan, can we go do a tour?
I mean, if Jake would let us.
Jake, I want a tour.
Yeah, why don't you come down and see your new track getting built?
Yeah. Oh.
We can do that.
All right. So that was kind of that's almost a fairy tale little story there.
So like when you introduce yourself to someone and they're like, what do you do? Like how do you introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so it completely depends. If I want to talk to somebody, I'll tell them what I do. But if I'm tired and on an airplane, I'll say I'm an architect, and that usually the headphones go on. So
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of times people will be like, I'm pretty sarcastic a lot of times, so people don't believe me. So.
Especially out here. I mean, like
No,
it makes
yeah.
sense, like in California
Exactly.
or places that have more roller coasters
Or another
theme
country
parks.
altogether, but
Right.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
yeah.
I
That's
would have.
awesome.
I'm one of those people that did not know and started working here. And Jordan told me one day, like it was just like this thing that I should just know. And I'm like, wait, our neighbors?
Yeah,
Like this Hayden, like Idaho? He's like, yeah.
right
No
down the road.
idea. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's pretty offensive.
I knew who you guys
Yeah,
were,
no kidding.
just not where you lived. So I just wasn't quite to stalking mode yet. That's all.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Give us a little bit more background on RMC and why
history.
Hayden. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. How did things start?
So Fred Grubb actually got to start working at Silverwood. So he was on the maintenance team here, and had a good relationship with Gary, and I think he built both of the wooden coasters out here. And then he started installing roller coasters for other manufacturers. So he started his own company doing that, and eventually he said, there's a better way to do this. So our whole thing is the steel iBox track system, and that's where he said, I'm replacing these same wood sections of track, every couple of years, so there's got to be a better option, and that's where the kind of iBox idea came from. That's what really got him started, and then we kind of got our start with Six Flags, reprofiling old roller coasters, and started getting into the ground up roller coasters and steel coasters like Stunt Pilot out here. And actually RMC about 2 years ago purchased a rides company called Larson International. So, we own the Tilt-A-Whirl, and we do the Panic Plunge.
Plunge, right.
Bars.
That was something I just realized too.
Yeah, so just trying to be a full service
cool.
company. We're in amusement parks, so let's hit all the rides and all the engineering support we can.
That's awesome. Hands in a little bit of everything.
Yep.
So,
For those who don't know
Yeah.
what iBox is, can you explain what is an iBox track?
Yeah, so most roller coaster track on a steel coaster is pipe that gets kind of bent, almost like an exhaust bender, right? It gets bent into
Like corkscrew.
these organic shapes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But our track system is more mimics the wooden track, where it's a flat steel plate, and we found a way to make that out of steel rather than out of wood, which it's kind of like steel origami. It's really organic shape. So we don't bend it. We're flexing it by hand and using clamps. So there's no mechanical bending involved. So we're not changing the shape of the steel or the wall thickness of the steel. And that's also why our rides are so smooth. It's just because we're letting the steel take its nice, smoothest path from point A to point B.
I wouldn't have known that either.
That's why I figured. That's why I asked, because you're
That's
just going with these questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Stalking level.
No,
is just not there yet.
it was the next question to talk about the different types of coasters that you guys do over there. So that was one of them.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
iBox. I mean, I think probably what got the start that got RMC on the map was the hybrid style.
Right.
And so, what are some of the hybrids or whatever? When you started, what were the ones you were designing, and how does that relate to kind of what you're doing now?
Yeah. So when I came on, Fred and Alan had just sold the concept of the iBox track to Six Flags, and then they had to figure out how to pull it off a little bit. There's a little bit of we got this, and we better figure this out. So I came on at the beginning of the development there on the Texas Giant, which was where they were pulling off all the wood track and putting on a new steel track, and that allowed them to do things like overbank corners, things that wood coasters weren't traditionally doing, but it also tied the whole wooden structure together and kind of strengthened that. I mean, the maintenance on these rides is extremely high, to keep them rolling.
Yeah.
Texas Giant, I think, had 11 full-time carpenters before they redid the track.
Wow.
Now they're able to manage it with just a few maintenance team members to do the train checks and the structure checks every day. But
that's a big thing. That's why we've done so much with Tremors getting the upgrade and timber tear also, but I mean, going from wood and then like you had the top ReTrak section,
Right.
and then now to the 208 ReTrak. How has that progression helped you guys and helped other parks?
Yeah. So, I mean, the reprofiles are great. They're a lot of fun, but, you know, it requires a larger investment, whereas if you did the 208 or the top ReTrak that you just alluded to, those are areas where we could just do a few hundred feet here or there where you're having trouble. So, you know, not having to change your trains, change your mechanical equipment, change everything, and then invest in all that track all at once was helpful. Basically, trying to get out of the CapEx and get into the maintenance budget a little bit.
Right. And that's been successful.
Yeah.
It's been there a lot of parks have taken that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're doing it already with wood. Probably every year a park is working on a section of a wood coaster if they have one. And you know, the initial investment's a little bit higher, but the fix is more permanent.
Oh,
Yeah.
Great.
And obviously it's going to work great here. We're so excited for Tremors. It's going to be fantastic. And watching everything go up has been phenomenal. We've got a lot of diehards who are very excited. And it was funny because even before we made the big announcement, we had people chiming in saying, it better be RMC. It better be RMC. It better be RMC. So, yeah, you definitely have a fan base.
well, yeah. I mean, the roller coaster enthusiasts.
Yeah.
I mean, RMC. I mean, from a roller coaster enthusiast standpoint, it's probably number one. I mean, I
like to think so.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I guess what kind of requests have you got from from the enthusiasts? I'm sure you hear from them a lot.
Yeah, I mean they have fun with kicking out like, hey, this is our local wood coaster. We want you to RMC it. You know, that's become a thing now.
It's like
People
Googling
say
it.
RMC it. Yeah. Almost the same level.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
I think we're a little above Google, but other than that,
You need a T-shirt. RMC it.
I mean, honestly, that voice in the local community I have seen it make a difference with clients where they weren't necessarily thinking about that option. They were thinking about replacing that coaster completely and ended up giving us a phone call. I mean, that's directly led to jobs. Just listening to the local coaster enthusiasts, really. I mean, they do have a voice, and we appreciate having. I mean, it's so bizarre to have fans.
Yeah,
you know, of an engineering company. It's weird, but it's really cool, and we try to interact with them as much as possible. You know, and we bring people in for tours and do things like that. So,
Well, I know like Fred's a celebrity out in the coaster, and Alan is a celebrity. Do you get the same sort of treatment?
No, and I'm happy not to. Like let those two be the the ones that everybody look up to. That's great. I mean, Fred got the nickname the Coaster King.
Wow.
And so he's royalty. So
wow, it's like Elvis and Fred and the King.
Right.
Yeah, and Fred's daughter Amy still works at the company. Fred's kind of retired, but he's still around. And I got Amy a mug that our road that we're on is Carissa Court, and so I got her a mug that says the Duchess of Carissa Court. 'Cause she's also got royal bloodlines. So.
That's awesome.
Well, you just wait. Now you're on the podcast.
Yeah.
So
you are going to be so famous.
you better watch
I'm about
out.
to blow up.
Yeah, at least your voice will.
Yep, going viral. Okay, so talk about some of the coasters that people might know, some of the big names that you've done around the country, around the world even.
Yeah, so I mean, right off the bat, we have 3 rides that are over 200 foot tall. Zadra in Poland, Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point, and we have Iron Gwazi down there at Busch Gardens. So those 3 get a lot of love. But I think recently we opened up Wildcats Revenge at Hershey Park, and that's gotten a lot of play as well. Hershey Park does a great job with everything down there. And then Air Force One, kind of your owner's friends, right? Down there on the other corner of the U.S. But Air Force One in Atlanta, that's it pops it has a lot of power for being 150 feet tall. It's not that big, but super fun ride. But those are some that probably everybody's familiar with.
Iron Gwazi. So I've ridden Iron Gwazi probably 10 times. Whenever we go down to IAPA, I'm like, everybody goes to Universal or whatever. I was like, I'm going over to Tampa because I need to ride Iron Gwazi. And so my first time riding Iron Gwazi, I mean, it goes like 70 something miles an hour. Yep. I have my hands up, whatever, and I get back to the end of the brake run, and my wrist is hurting. And so I'm like, what happened? I look down, and there is a bee sting stuck in my wrist. I had
you got stung at 70 miles an hour?
I got stung at 70 miles an hour.
Only you,
I
Jordan.
exploded a bee, and the stinger was still stuck in my wrist, and it like welted up. I'm like, I don't know if anybody can claim that.
No.
That is
No.
a high-speed sting.
How? How do you do these things?
Because I am the most unlucky person
He
you'll
really
ever meet.
is. I mean, yeah, we could go on and on with the things
That's
Jordan
pretty
has
good.
done.
No, but
I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah.
Well,
But
good.
you always kind
I'm
of
glad.
wonder, like, if I got hit by a bug at this speed, what's it going to
happened?
feel like?
I mean, imagine being the bug.
Stinger first, yeah.
Oh, poor bug. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
stinger
time to
first.
sting you. I bet he got stuck on your wrist and couldn't move because of the force.
I think I just exploded right through him, and
Yeah.
that stinger was going in
Well,
no
I
matter
think-
what way.
I think stinger first means he was retreating. So I think you were
Yeah.
actually the aggressor.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Just imagine that in slow motion.
The bee
Oh,
tells a different
bee.
story.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
He's up there telling his friends, guess how I died.
I mean, that's a pretty good obituary, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But I do know he lights up when he talks about that one. So
That's a
Yeah,
good story.
yeah.
I know. It's a claim to fame
Yeah.
for that bee.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
It's even just reading those stats.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, yeah,
Whoa.
it's such a good ride. And obviously we have ours that are here. I mean,
yeah.
Stunt Pilot is
Mhm.
a fan favorite. It's
my
very
favorite.
unique, very
favorite.
unique because of the single rail. So, I mean, that's something that RMC has really patented over the last, I don't know how many, 8 years, something like that, when
Yep.
Wonder Woman came out.
Yep. No, it's the single rail has been a lot of fun. I mean, it's such a open experience on the train, being able to kind of reach out left to right. And,
Yeah.
it's just, you're open and free, especially in that lead coach, right?
Mhm.
You're just completely exposed and feels like you're flying through.
Or Jordan, what's your favorite?
I like the back
Yep.
because I'm a true coaster enthusiast.
It was negative G.
Yeah, the back is you get just whipped over that, especially in Coach 10. Yeah,
Mhm.
which I know like Wonder Woman and Railblazer are 8,
Yep.
right? But they have a little bit different profile.
Slightly,
Yeah.
yeah. To lengthen the train, we had to mellow some of those out because otherwise that rear coach would be even more fun. So that's too
Dang.
much fun.
Yeah.
Little too. Can you really ever have too much fun though?
I mean,
I mean,
local authorities might say so.
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess you keep me at work since I'm the PR person,
Yeah.
right? Job security.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
or
okay.
not.
We don't want
One
to
or
go
the
that
other.
But can you talk about just the uniqueness of like the size of the single rail, and I mean especially ours because we were
Yeah.
able to shoehorn it into a pretty small space.
Yeah. We can fit that into a really tight footprint, and it doesn't have to touch the ground as much. We're able to span pretty long distances as well. So if you parks that don't have a ton of space or have a complicated space, we can really fit that in there really nice. I have a ton of fun on them. I think that they're super fun. I think the one drawback that we've heard is it's you're not sitting next to somebody,
Right. Yeah.
which I get that, but there's a lot of rides that do that as well. So there's nothing wrong with being unique in
Yeah.
this marketplace.
I like it because I don't have to sit next to him.
Exactly.
So that's and if I'm in the front and I'm the one that pukes, like no
Oh my
problems.
gosh.
I'm just
It's my
joking.
daughter's favorite.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
7 years old.
Okay.
I rode it for the first time last year on her birthday. So she turned 7. And I'm
That's
sitting
it.
behind her. I've told
Yeah.
this story before on the podcast, but I'm sitting behind her and I can't tell how she's doing on it, right?
Right.
She's been riding roller coasters since she was 4 out here, right?
Mhm.
So she knows roller coasters, but we get done and I go, Quinn, how was it? And all I saw was 2 thumbs come up over the seat. And it was like the best moment of my life. I was so proud. And then the next time we rode it, we're going through the first inversion and her hands go up. And I'm like, this is my girl.
Yep, that's
Nice.
my kid right
I've
there.
never been more proud in my life.
Oh.
That's all. I assume you got that ride photo.
Oh yeah, we
as
got
well.
both of them. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But after that, she went over and rode Panic Plunge, and I was a little nervous that she was not
Yeah.
like that, but that was her second favorite ride. So
Great
we
day
go.
at the park. That's
Kind
what
of
it sounds
another
like.
RMC.
Yeah,
yeah, another
exactly.
RMC, right? Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
one.
great rides.
So, yeah, I'm proud of it. I bragged to everybody about it.
About what?
Stunt Pilot.
Oh, Stunt Pilot. You rode Stunt
yeah,
Pilot.
yeah. Well, and my dad who barely survived. Sorry, Dad, I have to tell the story again. But yeah, he got off that thing. And I thought he was just going to absolutely love it. And don't get me wrong, he loved it. But he was a different shade of green that I've ever seen his skin turn. And he's like, I just got to use the restroom real quick. I'm like, are you going to puke? He's like, no, of course not. I'm like, you're going to puke, aren't you?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I probably should buy the shirt in the
gift shop.
In the gift shop first. I'm like, oh, he's puking if he didn't already. But he's so proud of it. He drinks out of his Stunt Pilot mug like every morning, tells all of his friends.
That's great.
Like, I rode Stunt Pilot. So
that's awesome.
Have you ridden, how many RMCs have you ridden?
I don't know that answer.
Have you ridden all of them?
No, I have. I've been to almost every job site, but a lot of times I'm going during construction.
Right.
So I get to go like right before it's ready. Yeah. So I've been all the way to Poland. I've been to Sweden. I've seen all these things during construction.
Wow.
So somebody had to go there ahead of time to make sure it was ready for Fred because that's royalty.
Yeah,
right. So you lay out the carpet.
Exactly.
You do all that stuff.
Exactly.
Get it all prepped. Yeah.
Get the drone ready. What's your favorite coaster that you've ever worked on?
Oh man, I don't have a favorite
You don't have a
coaster.
favorite.
It's like kids,
right?
Yeah.
Like kids. Every one of them is like, because this is a 12, 14-month development. On average. So you're putting a lot of time into them. I'm looking through the layout, and what's that area going to be like? What's that area going to be like? And then, so there's always like a piece of every ride that is maybe surprise. That's what I'm always looking for. Like on Steel Vengeance, getting ripped out of the mid-course brakes. You'd like that?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds right up my alley right there.
But like something that maybe it's not the flashy thing in the marketing. Same with like Iron Gwazi. I love the wave turn that goes right by the station. I mean, it's got all the elements that everybody focuses on are also great, but I'm always trying to look for that little something that's gonna surprise people.
Right.
They're not gonna see that coming. So
how do you come up with like new elements?
Well, Alan and Joe Drave, so those two guys are geniuses. They are so good at putting together these incredible layouts and really understanding how it's going to feel. We're kind of all into extreme sports. We do, dirt biking and skiing and stuff, and you're always trying to chase that adrenaline. The way that Alan's described it is it's a freebie. It's free adrenaline because it's totally safe. You don't have to worry about wrecking. But how do we capture some of that feeling? So a lot of these are based off of thinking about swoopy turns or big jumps, things like that. Yeah. So.
I think they're constructing a roller coaster outside. Just for those
that would
listening,
be awesome.
Yeah, don't mind the maintenance
we're getting ready
going
for
on.
opening.
Yes, we are. So,
can you talk about just like Tremors? What are we? I mean, we're hyping that up as like this upgrade, this seismic upgrade. What are people going to experience that they've never really experienced before on this ride?
Sure. We're putting in all of our track system on that, so there won't be any more wood track. So the ride's going to track really smooth. So I know some a little jostling and everything on a wood coaster is fun. It's part of the experience. But I know when my kids were a little bit younger, it kind of scared them a little bit. So I mean, my thought is that it's just going to make it even more of a fun family experience where the kids can ride with their grandparents and they can re-ride.
Yeah.
And we don't. I would say we don't want to scare kids. We want them to come in with a smile, not with tears or anything like that, because it can be pretty scary. I mean, I've got 3 kids, and I've definitely pushed my oldest to get on a ride before he was ready.
Oh yeah.
So can you relate to that?
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So you do have to be careful with things like that. So I think it's just going to be so much more family friendly, and obviously you guys are doing a lot of investments on just how the ride system functions that people maybe won't understand how much it's going to impact them, but going to a 2-train operation is just going to move that line. So that's awesome. That's going to be great for guest experience that they might not have been able to identify, without just really thinking about it. So
well, now that's what's helped like Stunt Pilot the most with keeping that line moving,
always,
and the moving platform and loading and keeping it going. Because I mean, we tell people like go ride those lines that like Aftershock or Timber Terror and used to be Tremors before you ride Stunt Pilot, because Stunt Pilot, I mean, even though it's so popular, the line is always manageable.
Right. Yep.
Which is such an important thing for people coming to the park for value.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you go to a park, you don't want to only ride 3 rides or spend all your time in line. I mean, obviously there's going to be some time spent in line, but if you should be able to ride some of these things a few times, right? Especially the first time you ride it, something you're just trying to comprehend what happened. I mean,
Yeah.
you talk about riding Iron
exactly.
Gwazi 10 times, you know, it's like after a few times, that's where you really start to like pick out little elements and things like that. So I think it's important.
Yeah, it's
You can
good.
be at the front and in car 10.
Well, you have to ride in all seats.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So 10
So-
times, and then you finally experience
Perfect.
it all.
Yeah,
you better ride
exactly.
it twice in each seat to really know it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
It's like we're going to need to be pushing some 2-day passes.
in your process, like how does your process work from like start to finish?
Sure. So typically, you know, let's say a reprofile, because we do a lot of those. A park will call us and say, hey, we have this old wood coaster. We'd like to do something flashy with it. And, you know, sometimes they'll give us, like, hey, we're thinking about this tall, about this long, no inversions, with inversions. They'll give us a little bit of guidance, but you know, a lot of our partners have been really good about kind of giving us some creative capabilities. Just like, okay, go give us a few options, you know, that are different, and then we'll riff off that. And so it becomes this back and forth, which is really great, because I think we end up with something great. Because, you know, we have a lot of enthusiasts on our staff. So, you know, if we designed a coaster for us, it probably isn't going to be exactly what the market wants. I mean, but then, you know, we're going back and forth, come up with this great concept. And these reprofiles are awesome because they force us into this, you know, if you do a parking lot coasters, they get called out just like, hey, I've got this big flat space, do whatever you want. And you're like, what? I mean, it's nice to get narrowed in, and forced creativity helps bring out a great ride. So we'll come out and we'll survey the existing ride, which what we did for Tremors. We'll 3D model all of that, and then we'll run that through our proprietary software that we've developed over time, and start to manipulate the layout, you know, whether we're adding inversions, adding height, dropping height in other locations. As soon as we get the park to sign off on that, we'll go right into manufacturing. And that's, you know, that's a big thing at RMC is we're vertically integrated. We do the design, the manufacturing, and the installation. That helps us kind of overlap those steps, which condenses the schedule as much as possible, and, you know, and helps make the pricing as affordable as it can possibly be. So then we just roll through and start laying track and run into the commissioning time. And commissioning's a ton of fun, because if you're on site for commissioning, you know, you're getting those laps in.
You're right.
That's true.
Gosh, the first time that I remember, I was standing there when you guys ran Stunt Pilot for the first time, and it was like such an exciting event, and everybody's cheering when it comes back in. I mean, it's an event because you've completed the first loop around the track.
I mean, these are physics experiments,
Yeah.
right? And until it comes around and comes home, you know, it's theoretical. So like there's a huge sigh of relief at that point. You know, the first train drop is like, everybody's like, oh, it'd be fun to go to that or that. And I'm like, no, it's just stressful.
Yeah, right.
Because all you're thinking about is what could possibly go wrong, and how am I gonna work with the park to resolve this. But Stunt Pilot's got a special place in my heart, because that is the first time I've ever been the first rider on a ride.
That's awesome.
So I was in the back seat on the very first lap ever on Stunt Pilot. So that was pretty cool.
That's
Not the first lap,
Right. The first one
the
with
first
people.
one with
first.
people.
Yeah.
We're not like that.
No, right.
Yeah.
There's some laps that happen before.
A few.
Right.
Let's hope.
Just a few.
So I want to know, if you could add one more coaster to Silverwood, what would it be? Like, what would your dream be for?
I think that Silverwood would really benefit from a ground up iBox roller coaster, probably in that 150 to 160 height range. One that'll pack plenty of thrill, and I'm thinking kind of like on the Wildcats Revenge side of things. It'll pack a lot of thrill, but still be smooth enough and less intimidating enough to be a whole family thing. I think it's super important, especially Silverwood, right?
Yeah,
you guys get a lot of families, you know, it's not a teenage thrill park, right? So we want to make sure we're catering to those people. But I've got some ideas if you guys want to sign something real quick.
He brought some blueprints.
We don't have the authority, but trust us, if we had the authority,
but we can definitely pass a few things along if you'd like.
There we go.
No, that would be amazing. I mean, I think that would, you know, put Silverwood on a bigger map than what it is, for sure. Yeah.
We got plenty of space.
We do have space.
We do.
We just need and I'm sure you have it all mapped out in your head where you want it to go. And
I told you I have some ideas.
okay.
Oh, he's got a lot of ideas. Okay, should we, what do you think?
I think it's time.
It's time to play a game.
Yeah. Here we
Name that coaster.
Oh no. I'm about to be outed.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so what we're going to do
You
here.
probably worked on all of these.
Yes,
so.
yes. You at least
That
know
makes
them
it
all.
worse if I
They are
miss.
Yeah.
all RMC in some way or another.
Okay.
I basically got these all off your website. So, I mean, if it's on your website, it's on here. And I chose 11. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically be the roller coaster. And so I'm going to tell you certain things about myself. And
So
how are we going to ding in?
So we'll say our name. So it's me
Okay.
versus you on this. So So I'll say Jordan. You'll say okay, answer, and then we'll go from there. But
Okay.
I bought some really cool buzzers. They are shipping from Amazon right now. So
A little late.
they'll be later.
We'll use them for a later game. That's
I
okay.
know.
Yeah, you can just say your name. That's
So
totally fine. Totally fine.
we'll see how
Yeah.
this goes.
Yeah. So one by one, I will read
so
them.
she'll read like one clue, and then
Okay.
if you buzz in, you can't buzz in again if you get it wrong until after the other person tries to answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So you
Okay.
forfeit your
Your
next
turn.
your next guess until after the next person.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I have been the proud owner of 3 world records.
There's more than one right answer.
Okay.
No, she's like, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to.
I'm moving on.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just going to keep going. I have a 180-foot drop.
Keep going.
I have an 85-degree angle.
Oh my gosh. Oh, keep going.
I can take you up to 72 miles per hour.
I think I know it, but I'm just,
You're just
Okay.
you're just letting it let
The
I'm,
it
just,
sit.
I'm watching him. I can
anticipation.
always buzz in right before. he
Okay.
is.
Yeah. Thanks.
I feature 2 inversions, and I feature RMC's original topper track.
Jordan.
Jake.
Oh, go ahead,
You
Jordan.
go ahead.
Original time. Oh, gosh. Is it Outlaw Run?
No, Jake.
I was gonna say Outlaw Run.
Okay, you can find me at Six Flags Great America.
Oh my gosh. What
That'd be
is
Goliath.
that? Okay.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Right.
I have to sit there and think of the name.
The names probably
Yeah,
because
that's
you
why the
guys
hardest
are coming
part.
up with the names. That's probably the hardest. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So, okay.
All right,
so
let's
now we
speed
know
through
how
these
this
next
is going to go.
ones.
I'm
Yes.
just going to keep reading until
Yeah.
you guys yell out.
Yep.
All right.
Good.
Okay. Everything is bigger in Texas, myself included. I am the
Jordan.
world's. Go ahead.
Texas Giant. The new Texas Giant.
Iron Rattler.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
I'm the world's first single rail coaster.
Oh.
Wonder
Jordan.
Woman.
I didn't say his name though.
No, he did it. Wonder Woman and the Golden Lasso.
Oh, he said the whole thing.
But we were both already disqualified because we both guessed.
But
right.
yeah?
now we're back in because we were both disqualified.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Do you just get half
I'm
a point?
keeping it 1-1.
Okay, George wants it.
Just making
Okay.
up rules.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Next up, you can find me in Pennsylvania. I
Jordan.
am. Okay.
Wildcat's Revenge.
Ding, ding, ding. All right.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
shoot my shot, and if I get it,
Do
I get it.
Do it. Is someone over there in our producer box taking score?
Yeah, 2-1. I am.
Okay. Jordan is. Okay,
Jordan's
'cause
currently
I am
taking
not.
score.
That's way too
Until I
much for my
start to
little
lose,
brain.
then I'm taking score.
Okay. All right. I'm an iBox coaster with 4 inversions. I have speeds up to 64 miles per hour and a 146-foot first drop. I reside in Georgia.
Jake.
Jake, go for it.
That would be Air Force One.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding.
I was gonna go there once you said Georgia, but I was waiting.
I was waiting.
2-2.
Okay, 2-2. All right, special effects are my specialty. I was reimagined by
Jordan.
RMC. Go for it.
Oh my gosh. Fire in the Hole.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
That
ding.
was a good pull.
Yeah.
I almost forgot the
Nice
name, but
work. Okay. All right. I was voted the best new ride of 2022. I'm the fastest and steepest iBox coaster in the
Jake.
world.
Oh,
Jake.
shoot.
Iron Gwazi.
Come on, Jordan.
I know.
That's your coaster.
Right when you started saying that, yes,
Ding, ding, ding. Okay.
I'm not good with the dates. I don't know the dates.
Life's a blur.
right.
I can't keep track.
Right.
So.
How about this one?
3-3.
I
Here
got
we
to
go.
turn this one around. Hold on. All right. I am a reprofiled iBox coaster and the only one of its kind on the West Coast.
Jake,
Go for it.
Twisted Colossus.
No. Meh.
Keep
Do you want
going.
me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a breaking wave turn. I have the first ever step up underflip, and I like to make you laugh.
Is it Jordan? Jordan, and is it Joker?
Correct.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
I was gonna wait till she was totally done. Make sure.
give me all the clues, please.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take all of them
You
before I
have to
answer.
get your little bell.
Oh, yeah. There we
it's
go.
not the same without the bell. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What's the score?
4-3.
4-3.
Yeah.
Okay. Jake, you got to step up your game. All right.
I'm just glad it's close.
I have 14 airtime moments. I have 5 inversions.
Jake.
Go for it.
Steel Vengeance.
No.
5 inversions.
Uh-huh.
Keep going.
Okay. I live in another country, and you can call me Robin Hood. I'm
Oh,
an iBox
I
coaster.
don't know if I know this one.
We'll just shoot your shot so I can guess.
Okay. Robin Hood in another country. Jordan, I don't know what the Robin Hood clue is at all, but is it Zadra?
No,
Okay, no. Come back in.
Jake's got it.
it's Untamed.
Yes.
Untamed.
Yes.
Robin Hood was its original name.
Oh, okay. Well, that.
Yeah.
Well,
I gotta
the
make
coaster
it tough.
enthusiasts are mad at me for that one. You got
Yeah.
that right.
Yeah. All right. Are we tied up then?
We're tied 4-4.
4-4. Okay. All right. Did I do this one yet? No. Okay. I'll give you 30 full seconds of airtime. My resume is unmatched by any other coaster on the
Jake.
planet.
Steel Vengeance.
It's about time.
I'm just
yeah.
gonna keep.
Wow.
I'm just gonna
Just gonna
keep
go
guessing
Steel
that
Say
one.
it every single time.
There's
Okay.
gotta
Good
be a
job. You
question
got
mark.
it.
5-4. All right.
Oh, no.
All right. How about this one? Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm a Raptor coaster. I have 3 inversions, and I climb over 100
Jordan.
feet. And go ahead.
I'm going to say Stunt Pilot just because.
Correct.
Yes. There's got to be a Silverwood in
Ding, ding,
here.
ding. Okay, and here is my last one. Now I know where my
It's
last one is.
5-5.
Okay,
Last one.
this is a tiebreaker.
All right, here we go.
You ready for your tiebreaker? Okay, I have a corkscrew. I have an overbanked curve.
Jordan.
Okay.
Outlaw Run.
No.
Shoot.
This is your chance, Jake.
Oh,
For it
no.
all.
All right.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
no, he
have
wants to guess right now.
A dive loop, and I give the experience of 4G forces. I will send you soaring at speeds of 84 miles per hour. I'm a foreigner,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm South Korea's first ever single rail coaster. That's all you get. I don't have any more.
Single rail.
Uh-huh.
Not at that speed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you sure?
That's what it said on your website, so I don't know.
I honestly
It's
don't.
in South Korea.
I know the coaster. I just don't know. I can't remember
How
the
to
exact
say
name.
it?
Yes. Skull and
yeah.
heady.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
yes,
that's
yes.
that one.
That
okay.
one. It looked crazy.
That one always. I always think that's like in Europe somewhere because like
Yeah.
it sounds Viking.
It is Norse
Oh, okay.
mythology.
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah.
It's single rail.
I can't even.
It is a single rail, but
Mm.
the speed is. It better not go that fast.
I literally
they better
typed it
call
word
us.
for
Yeah,
word.
right. Yeah, it's gonna. Okay, well,
That's why I was
It
like,
may
that
or
is
may not go that
crazy.
fast.
No, yeah, 84.
are
I
you?
swear,
Are you sure? 84 miles per hour.
miles.
Are you sure? Because this is foreign.
Okay, it's foreign. Okay, what if it was kilometers
might-
an hour?
That would
Is there
make
a
way
difference?
more sense. Is there a difference?
No.
84
It
kilometers
was
an hour.
kilometers
Okay,
an
that
hour.
makes
Okay, fine.
that makes more sense.
I still wish it went 84 miles an hour.
That would be awesome. Maybe eventually.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, guess what? Jake
Jake still
won
wins.
6-5. Good job. Yes.
Okay. I would have actually, yeah. I'm really proud of you, Jordan.
Thanks. Me
Yeah.
too. I'm proud of myself.
But I've been really disappointed in you. if you didn't win that
well.
one.
Yeah.
And it's time for the ice cream truck.
Yeah, this is our.
Do you know
inside-
what that is, Jake?
I mean, I'm
You know what the
familiar
ice cream
with
truck
ice cream trucks. But I tell my kids that means they're out of ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
right. That's the trick right there.
That's totally what it is. No, this is the inside scoop.
Oh.
And I think your scoop will be very interesting to some of our coaster enthusiasts because we would like you to tell us something that's like your super secret insider tip on making the most of your roller coaster experience
At Silverwood.
At Silverwood.
At Silverwood.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving up a new project coming out of Silverwood.
No, we're gonna have you keep that
no. We need to make them sign an NDA.
I know, right? Yeah.
Okay.
We'll sign the NDA when we leave.
Yeah.
When we take your photo.
But something at Silverwood that, someone coming for the first time
Mm-hmm.
might get a little bit of a tip for riding coasters here.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not
Anything.
like a preference on how to ride. It's just a new tip for.
It could be anything that, you
How to
would-
ride's fine too.
But specifically with the coasters.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing that I specifically like to do here
Yeah.
at Silverwood is obviously get in the back row on any of the roller coasters, and I like to ride with my eyes closed
Eyes closed.
because that tells me what shape the roller coaster is in. If I am eyes closed and I'm not anticipating the turns and the twists and my body is still going through them the way it should, to me, we've profiled it properly.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I want to ride one with my eyes closed.
So if your eyes are closed, you profiled it properly. How?
If we're putting your body where we want to, you're not shifting with the ride, anticipating curves. So that to me tells me that we've put together a nice smooth profile that is exciting, but will keep the whole family on the
You
ride.
kind of become one with the coaster.
Exactly. It's
Interesting.
really about
Yeah.
Zen coaster riding.
Yeah.
Zen coaster
I'm going to
riding.
meditate in the back of Stunt Pilot this
There you
summer.
go.
Every time that I want to replace you with a chipmunk.
It was a squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel.
whatever.
Gosh. ChatGPT came up with some absurd things.
Yes, very absurd things. But every time I feel that way, I'll just go meditate
on the
Stunt
coaster.
Pilot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
on Stunt Pilot.
Yeah.
On
That
any
sounds
coaster.
amazing.
That's awesome. Well, that's
Preferably
something
Stunt Pilot.
something I've never heard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
That's
do
really
that.
cool.
You do all the ones you ride that
Absolutely.
are arm seam.
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
again, it's we put accelerometers on there to test out right, but
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
this is how you really test
We're
it.
going to see all these coaster enthusiasts this summer on
Yeah.
the rides with their eyes shut, just like
closed.
zzz.
Zen moments.
Zen moments, exactly. Going,
Hopefully.
Yeah,
well, they
that'd
listen
be
to the
awesome.
podcast.
I hope
They
so,
listen to
too.
the podcast. So that's fantastic. I like that. I think that's approved.
Yep.
That's a good inside scoop. Do you have a double scoop or anything, Jordan?
I don't. Not in this one. As far as like rides go for roller coasters, I totally agree about backseat, especially on Stunt Pilot. If you can't get backseat, 9 will work just fine. But I would say anything 8 and above.
Okay.
That's where you want to. That's where you want to ride on those.
Very interesting. See, I learn new things every week.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Well,
Great.
thank you so much, Jake, for taking out the time to come see us today. It's always fun, and hopefully we'll see you soon for all those new developments.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly.
All right. Until next time, you guys, don't forget to sign up to be a loyal listener for your chance to be called right here on the podcast and your chance to win tickets. And that's a wrap on this week's ride. Thanks for tuning in to the Silverwood Show. If you had a blast, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share the fun with your fellow thrill seekers. Got a question, story, or suggestion? Send it our way to podcast@silverwoodthemepark.com for a chance to be featured in our Mail Train segment. Until next time, keep your hands and feet inside the podcast and stay thrilling.
Let's go again!
Silverwood!